The following is a presentation of the Mat Talk Podcast Network.
And welcoming in episode 606 of the Short Time Wrestling Podcast, a special Senior Sendoff edition honoring the seniors from the class of 2020 from NCAA Division I Wrestling. The Senior Sendoff was a tradition started by former PA announcer Todd Hibbs, who is currently the athletic director at Hiram College. He's previously had coaching stops in Division III at Olivet and Alma. What happens with the Senior Sendoff, as you might be familiar with it at the Division I Championships, is a senior win or lose in that medal round on Saturday morning. The 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th place, they get the opportunity to wrestle for a medal, to wrestle for a place on the podium. Win or lose, that senior gets honored. Sometimes we have special situations where that low-seeded senior comes through and makes a run. A good example would be in 2016, where David Terrell knocked off Joey Dance in the early rounds and gave Nathan Tomasello all he could handle in the 3rd place bout. He got one of the larger ovations I've ever seen for a senior wrestling his last match for a 4th place finish. This year, those seniors didn't have a chance to hear their names called for the final time. So with this, the PA announcers from the NCAA Division I, II, and III and the NAIA Women's Invitational came together and came up with an idea. Let's honor our seniors, even though they didn't have the chance to walk off the mat hearing their name, win or lose, as an All-American for the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, or maybe even 4th times. Today, we honor our seniors from NCAA Division I, who were set to compete in front of a record crowd at U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. The voices you hear will be the PA announcers for the NCAA Division I National Championships, myself and Bryan Hazard. Honoring our seniors at 125 pounds. Wrapping up his career as a 2-time national qualifier from Army West Point, Trey Chalifoux. Closing out his career with his first trip to the national championships from Michigan State, Logan Griffin. From Northern Iowa, a 3-time national qualifier, Jay Schwarm. Reaching the national championships 4 times in his career from Oklahoma, Christian Moody. Closing out his career in Stillwater, a 4-time qualifier and 3-time All-American from Oklahoma State, Nick Piccinini. And finishing things up as a 3-time All-American from the University of Virginia, Jack Mueller.
Honoring our seniors at 133 pounds. Capping off his career as a 2nd-team All-American from Campbell, Noah Gonser. Finishing his career as a 1st-team All-American from Cornell, Chaz Tucker. Capping off his career as a 1st-team All-American from Illinois, Travis Petrowski. Capping off his career as an honorable mention All-American from Kent State, Tim Rooney. Finishing his career as a 3-time NCAA qualifier from Lock Haven, DJ Fellman. Capping off his career as a 2nd-team All-American from North Dakota State, Cameron Sikora. And finishing his career as a 3-time All-American and NCAA national champion from Wisconsin, Seth Gross.
Honoring our seniors at 141 pounds. Finishing his career as a 2-time national qualifier from American University, Salvatore Profaci. Closing out his senior season with an honorable mention All-American honor from Cleveland State, Evan Cheek. Capping his career as a national qualifier from Cornell, Noah Boffman. From Lehigh, finishing up his career as a national qualifier, Ryan Pomrinka. Closing out his career as a 2019 All-American from Lock Haven, Kyle Shute. Finishing up as a two-time All-American from the University of Minnesota, Mitch McKee. A senior and three-time national qualifier from Ohio University, Shakur Laney. Closing out his impressive career as a three-time All-American from The Ohio State University, Luke Pletcher. Wrapping up his career as a three-time national qualifier and 2018 All-American from Old Dominion, Sadarian Perry. And closing out his career, a two-time national qualifier and a second-team All-American from Wisconsin, Tristan Moran.
Honoring our seniors at 149 pounds. Finishing off his career as a second-team All-American from Clarion, Brock Zackerl. Capping off his career as a four-time NCAA qualifier from CSU Bakersfield, Russell Rolfing. Capping off his career as a two-time NCAA qualifier from George Mason, Colston DeBlasi. Capping off his career as a two-time All-American from Iowa, Pat Lugo. Finishing his career as a four-time NCAA qualifier from the United States Naval Academy, Jared Prince. Capping off his career as a second-team All-American from Nebraska, Colin Purinton. Capping off his career as a two-time All-American from Northern Iowa, Max Thompson. Closing out his career as a four-time All-American from Princeton, Matt Kolodzik. Capping off his career as a two-time NCAA qualifier from SIU Edwardsville, Tyshawn Williams. Completing his career as a second-team All-American from South Dakota State, Henry Polmeyer. And completing his career as a four-time NCAA qualifier from Wisconsin, Cole Martin.
Moving to 157 pounds, our first senior, a three-time national qualifier from Appalachian State, Matt Zavostowski. Closing out his career as a two-time national qualifier from Central Michigan, Logan Parks. A senior from Illinois and a three-time national qualifier, Eric Baroni. Closing out his career, a senior from Lock Haven, a three-time national qualifier, Alex Clucker. Finishing his career as a national qualifier from the University of Maryland, Jahi Jones. A three-time national qualifier from North Carolina, A.C. Headley. A three-time national qualifier from Ohio University, Zach Carson. Closing out his career as a two-time All-American from Old Dominion, Larry Early. And finishing up his career as a four-time national qualifier from Pitt, Taleb Rahmani.
Honoring our senior class at 165 pounds. Completing his career as a three-time All-American from Arizona State, Josh Shields. Wrapping up his career as a two-time NCAA qualifier from Army West Point, Cale McCormick. Finishing his career as a two-time NCAA qualifier from Buffalo, Troy Keller. Capping off his career as an honorable mention All-American from Campbell, Quentin Perez. Completing his career as a two-time NCAA qualifier from Drexel, Ebed Gerald. Completing his career as a two-time NCAA qualifier from Iowa State, Chase Straw. Closing out his career as a 3-time All-American and a Division II national champion. From Nebraska, Isaiah White. Wrapping up his career as an honorable mention All-American. From North Dakota State, Andrew Fogarty. Finishing his career as a 2-time NCAA qualifier. From Northwestern, Shane Oster. Completing his career as a 4-time All-American and 2-time NCAA national champion. From Penn State, Vincenzo Joseph. And capping off his career as a 4-time All-American from Virginia Tech, David McFadden.
To the senior class at 174 pounds, a senior, 3-time national qualifier from Army West Point, Ben Harvey. Closing out his career as a 4-time national qualifier and 2017 All-American from Cornell, Brandon Womack. He finishes his career as a 4-time national qualifier from the University of Illinois, Joey Gunther. Finishing up his career at Iowa State, a 2-time national qualifier and an honorable mention All-American, Samuel Colbray. From Lehigh, finishing as a 3-time All-American, Jordan Cutler. Capping his career as a national qualifier from Lock Haven, Jared Segrist. Finishing up as a 2-time All-American from the University of Minnesota, Devin Skatska. A senior from the University of Missouri and a 3-time national qualifier, Connor Flynn. Closing out his career as a 2-time All-American from the University of Northern Iowa, Bryce Steyert. From Oklahoma State, finishing his career as a 3-time All-American, Joseph Smith. From Penn State, capping an impressive career as a 4-time All-American and a 2017 NCAA champion from Penn State, Mark Hall. Finishing his career as a first-team All-American from Purdue, Dylan Leidy. A senior from Ryder and a 3-time national qualifier, Dean Sherry. From Utah Valley, a 3-time national qualifier, Kimball Bastian. A senior from Virginia Tech and national qualifier, Cody Hughes. And finishing up his career as a second-team All-American from VMI, Neil Richards.
Honoring our seniors at 184 pounds. Capping off his career as a 2-time NCAA qualifier from Army West Point, Noah Stewart. Finishing his career as an NCAA qualifier from Bloomsburg, Trevor Allard. Capping off his career as a first-team All-American from Campbell, Andrew Morgan. Finishing his career as a Division I NCAA qualifier and a Division III All-American from Minnesota, Owen Webster. Capping off his career as a 2-time NCAA qualifier from Missouri, Dylan Wisman. Finishing his career as a first-team All-American from Northern Iowa, Taylor Luan. Capping off his career as an NCAA qualifier from Old Dominion, Antonio Agee. Wrapping up his career as a second-team All-American from South Dakota State, Zach Carlson. And finishing his career as a 3-time NCAA qualifier from Wisconsin, Johnny Sebastian.
Honoring our senior class at 197 pounds, a two-time national qualifier from Bucknell, Drew Phipps. Closing out his career as an honorable mention All-American from Cal Poly, Thomas Lane. A two-time national qualifier from Lehigh, Jake Jacobson. Closing out his career with a berth at the national championships from Michigan, Jackson Strigo. A three-time national qualifier from the University of Minnesota, Hunter Ritter. A senior from North Dakota State and national qualifier Cordell Eaton. Finishing up his career as a three-time national qualifier from Northern Colorado, Jacob Seeley. Finishing up his career as a four-time All-American from The Ohio State University, Colin Moore. A senior and three-time national qualifier and 2018 All-American from Penn State, Shakur Rashid. Capping his career as a four-time national qualifier and first-team All-American from Purdue, Christian Bruner. And from Rutgers, a two-time national qualifier, Jordan Pagano.
And now we honor our seniors at 285 pounds, completing his career as a two-time NCAA qualifier for Appalachian State, Kerry Miller. Closing out his career as a two-time All-American from Arizona State, Tanner Hall. Completing his career as an honorable mention All-American from Campbell, Yeri Hayno. Completing his career as a two-time All-American from Fresno State, Josh Hokett. Capping off his career as a two-time NCAA qualifier from Nebraska, David Jensen. Finishing his career as an NCAA Division I All-American, two-time NAIA All-American and national champion from Pittsburgh, Demetrius Thomas. And closing out his career as an NCAA qualifier from Ryder, Ryan Cloud.
The Short Time Wrestling Podcast is proudly outfitted by Compound Sportswear. Shirts, singlets, custom gear orders, everything you need. Call up Cliff and the crew at cmpteamwear.com. Hey, you know what? Did you like the show? You want to hit that subscribe button? MatTalkOnline.com/listen. Various different ways to subscribe to the show on your favorite podcatcher of choice. And if you're already subscribed, you already listened, and you love the show, and you want to support this show and this network, MatTalkOnline.com/join the team. Become a team member today.